Now for the highlight, because this next lady is phenomenal. We are very honored tonight to have Dean Rohrs, Rotary Foundation Trustee and President of the Rotary Foundation of Canada. Dean comes to us this weekend from her home club, the Rotary Club of Langley Central in Langley City near Vancouver, BC. This is not where her life with Rotary began. In fact, this lady has an amazing life. She has struggled much more than most people can imagine, and yet she has triumphed. Dean's story starts in Zambia, where she enjoyed a world shielded from apartheid until she was 14 years of age. That's when the revolution made its way to the Congo. Her mother was the head of the Red Cross and led the evacuation for many refugees. Dean was called to stand up against the persecutors and was imprisoned at the age of 16. It was soon after that moment when Dean Rohrs set forth to create a more peaceful world. She's harnessed the strength of her fear and scars to foster education, fight disease, promote peace in some of the most abominable circumstances in some of the most remote areas of the world. We are very fortunate to have Dean Rohrs with us this evening.
It's not fair. It's just not fair. I had the youth exchange last night. I had a Black Hawk pilot here today. I had these two amazing governors this evening, and now I'm supposed to be your entertainment at the end of this conference. Well, I'm pleased you do, because at this moment I ain't loving myself. I can tell you that. It's been an amazing opportunity, and what an unexpected opportunity. When Vicky Pulitz called me on Wednesday and she said to me, "Dean, I can barely speak. Please, do you have a moment?" Well, it was my one free weekend that I had in months, and my children shouted and screamed at me, but here I am. And I am honored to be here. So it really is my privilege and my honor to be with you tonight and to catch up with so many good friends and to make so many more. I have met such amazing people here and loved the conversations. And tonight we sit together in the spirit of friendship and fellowship of our Rotary family to celebrate and honor both Rotary and the Rotary Foundation. As a trustee, obviously, my passion at the moment is the foundation, but I have really enjoyed the years that I spent in leadership for the Rotary International. In 1990-91, Rotary International President Paulo Costas from the Rotary Club of Santos in Sao Paulo, Brazil, said, "Rotary International's masterpiece is the Rotary Foundation. It transforms our most daring dreams into the most splendid realities. The Rotary world and even the political world are already aware that the Rotary Foundation is the most generous expression of Rotarian generosity, a generosity that not only brings benefits, but also brings help and cooperation to solve the problems that affect mankind. Only God achieves the impossible, but the Rotary Foundation achieves the best that mankind can possibly achieve." I don't know if you know that the Association of Fundraising Professionals, and this is a very valid organization, has recognized the Rotary Foundation with its award for Outstanding Foundation. And we have a top 4-star rating from that charity watchdog, Charity Navigator. And we also know that the Rotary Foundation is so respected that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has given us nearly $250 million to assist us with its work. And they continue giving and support us. More than 2.5 billion children have immunized against polio since 1986, when the Polio Plus initiative started, and so far this year, there are only 4 cases of polio. Sadly, still 4 cases. What an incredible gift to the children of the world. The Rotary Foundation gives more than $135 million annually for grants, and our endowment fund is worth over $1 billion. We have in fact, it's about $1.8 billion. We have an aim by 2025 to have our foundation be worth $2.025 billion. When we reach that point, our foundation will be so sustainable that we will never have to cut your grant matches from the World Fund. You know, in my travels around the world, I can honestly and truly say that I don't think that there's a country in the world that has not benefited from the work of the foundation and from Rotarians who use this foundation to make projects a reality. And what a joy it has been these last 2 days to sit and listen to the projects that you're involved in, to see the amazing work that you do. I've used this quote here before, but I think it bears repeating here tonight, that Bono from the band U2 says that the circumstance of our birth should not dictate whether we live or die, whether we have equal opportunity or not, whether we sleep in poverty or not. This is the reality that drives us as Rotarians, the need to make sure that no matter what the circumstance of birth, every individual has equal opportunity. And I believe that Rotary and the Rotary Foundation can and has changed the world by listening to the needs of communities and individuals and giving them the respect and means to become whole. Rotary also allows us, one individual, an ordinary person, to accomplish absolutely extraordinary things. Our service not only transforms others' lives, but is itself a life-changing experience for us as well. Through Rotary, we become a part of something larger than ourselves, and we make Rotary greater than the sum of its parts. I often wonder what on earth my life would have been like if I had grown up or undertaken my life's journey without Rotary. I'd never have built my small schools in South Africa, gone on polio national immunization days in India and Nigeria, been part of repairing cleft palates in China, building wells in Malawi and Nigeria, walking with refugees in Rwanda, riding a horse to visit Rotary schools in Mongolia, and that wasn't funny, and always seeing the smiles of the people where Rotary has brought respect, dignity, and hope. I'm very privileged to have sat on the board of a girls' high school in Malawi for the last 10 years. 10 years ago, the school came through a dream of a young Malawian woman and a young Canadian teacher. They had a dream of giving girls education. You've had sessions on empowering girls. Well, this is an empowering girls' school story. Education opportunities in the southern eastern part of Malawi are unbelievably poor. I lived in Malawi for many years, and I cannot describe the conditions of the little government schools that are out in the rural areas. Perhaps some of you have been there. These schools were built in the early 50s under the British government rule. They're 4 classroom schools done in an L shape like this with a bare piece of earth in between. They are, at this stage, with the age of those schools, no doors on those schools. There are no windows, there's just air bricks. They haven't been painted since 1950. The floors are broken, the roofs are leaking, they all have bats. Most of the schools have more than 1,000 children in one school. They're lucky if it's 1,000. Most of the schools I go to have more than 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 children in a primary school with 8 teachers, 4 classrooms, not a desk, not a chair. So knowing this, and also knowing that most children start in first grade at the age of 7, and the classes at that stage are 50% boys, 50% girls. But by the time the children finish primary school and start high school, that ratio is down to 25% girls and 75% boys. By the 3rd year of high school, you're lucky if there are only 10% girls in the school. And on graduation, it's as low as 2%. Girls have to look after their family and work in the fields, and they're expected to marry as soon as possible, as soon as they reach puberty. They're literally sold, they are traded off into marriage where they're abused, and they absolutely have no future other than to work in the fields and to bear children. Now, this is a hard story I'm going to tell you because there's a custom in Malawi, and it has to do with a man called the hyena. When a young girl reaches puberty, depending on the affluence of her parents, they will hire this particular gentleman and bring him into the home. He and the young girl gets locked together, and depending on how much money they have, it'll be for 24 hours, 48 hours, or 76 hours. And he breaks her in for marriage. He's HIV positive. We, in our high school in Malawi, have 480 girls who stay at the school, and they only return home for their vacations, and many of them do not because they are not safe. They know what lies in front of them if they go home. Think of the lives and experiences that they have had. We don't only provide them a safe haven, an outstanding education, but we have to give them the social and mental care that they need. We have to change the mattresses in the dormitories every 6 months because those girls are so abused. We have to bring in special social workers to mentally work with them and make them strong again. Our graduates graduate from that school with the highest marks in Malawi. Not a single girl failed last year. Not one. So with these experiences, I really know I am so privileged that I have had this opportunity in my life to meet so many people over the world, all working together to bring peace and equal opportunity to all. And I cannot say it better than in using the words that have been expressed so clearly about what it means to Rotarians who use and believe in Rotary. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but let me remind you. A Rotarian is somebody who, through their efforts, digs wells from which they will never drink, restores eyesight to those that will never see, builds houses that they will never live in, vaccinates children that they have never met, plants trees they will never sit under, educates children they will never know, feeds hungry people regardless of color, race, or politics. And through doing this, we know real happiness. We provide real happiness. You are the true Rotarians. You who have come here to celebrate Rotary, who through your generous donations are changing the world to be a better place, who are bringing respect and equality all. For us to continue doing what we are doing, we need to bring Rotary into the hearts of many new members. We know this, but we fail in this. You are doing the best that you can, but why are we not doubling our membership annually? We have this incredible gift to offer people. Have we asked ourselves why we struggle here in North America to grow our clubs, our membership, and our service, while Rotary is exploding, just exploding in India and Africa? I've been there. I've seen the excitement, the passion, and the eagerness to join Rotary. I've attended district conferences that go from 2,500 to 5,000 people. I have celebrated the opening of new clubs over and over and over again. I've joined in the fun and fellowship of the club meetings that are called fellowship and not meetings. They are different. They are stimulating. They're an absolute joy to be at. We are at a Rotary crossroads here in North America, and we need to change the way that we do Rotary, and we have to embrace the need of the Rotarians that we want to join Rotary. We have to change, not them who join us. We need to develop the fertile ground to plant these new members in so that they will grow and not wither. Now, Rotary International has recognized this and is moving towards regionalization, where areas will be able to adapt Rotary to suit their area's needs. And 2 pilots have now been given permission to go ahead to test out new area governance models and structures to support clubs in different configurations and administrative protocols. This is so exciting, and I just can't wait to see the results. And at the same time, you as districts and clubs can be innovative and flexible and can start testing out new innovative ways to develop a Rotary that suits you. Make this your Rotary. You are unique in your area. Be unique in the way you deliver Rotary. There's one caveat to this. To develop a plan, you need to build the teams to communicate and understand the needs. You need strong clubs under strong leadership with good board governance to lead the way. You cannot build innovation on a weak foundation. Is your club strong with an active and functioning board? Or are you bothered by a lack of enthusiasm and poor communication? Is politics rife and ego rife in your club? Do you involve all your members, and do they share equally in making decisions? Are they happy? Are they involved? There's an African saying that goes like this: if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. That's what a good club is all about. Your district is doing amazing work. I am so proud and so honored to have shared this time with you and seen the amazing things that you are doing. You continue to fly the Rotary flag high, proud. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you on behalf of every child and person that you have touched by your actions and your donations. And as I've said to you before, I don't stand up here alone. I stand together with every single recipient that you have touched. They are the wind beneath your wings. But they thank you every single and moment of their lives. But at this time, although we have already done so much, there is still much to do. And our journey has not yet ended. And in the words of Nelson Mandela, there is no passion to be found playing small or in settling for a life that is less than the one that you are capable of living. So as we make this journey to make our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Our journey to shine the light of peace and equality for all in the world is never over until the job is done. Our task to eradicate polio is never done until no polio virus exists on this earth. We know what needs to be done, and we are doing it as we walk hand in hand with Rotary and our wonderful Rotarian friends. Yes, you are part of this journey, so be proud of this, and once again, accept the thanks of those that have received. Now, may you all go in peace and go out there and have some fun. Thank you.
Each time I hear Dean speak, I'm just filled with so much emotion in the history that you bring, the inspiration, what you've seen. Thank you for sharing that with us. So for a gift of our appreciation for being here with us tonight, this was made with loving hands from one of our Washington clubs, and there's an insignia that is special just for you. So thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you.